So, Chris, what was your creative vision for the Smurfs, and how did you shape that into what we see on the screen?
Oh, wow. I'll give just a little bit of background. My first exposure to Smurfs was the TV show from the 1980s, which I kind of like really kind of blew my mind. I was like, what is this wonderful, strange thing? And I was like, I was in high school at the time, but I dug it. And then a few years later, for the first time, I actually saw the original comics and the original designs, and they looked different than that TV show. And I was really taken with them. They were so iconic, and I thought, wow, if I ever made a Smurfs movie, I want it to look like those comics, have the DNA of those comics, but in a more immersive, dimensional world, something that you could feel like you could step inside and touch and live in. And that was a big driving force for me.
I definitely felt like I could step inside. I'd like to step inside.
Me too. Yeah,
Yes.
I wanted to spend a long weekend there.
Yeah. How involved were you with the audition process? Because the cast is
Mm.
packed with personality. So I was wondering what stood out to you when you were listening to the auditions, and what were you thinking about with bringing these characters to life?
I, you, I mean, well, the cast is so great. I mean, so in the world of auditions, they don't need to audition, because they bring a skill set that is so unique and bring humor that's so special, and they're just great actors. So really, sometimes it comes down to just playing, like listening to voice quality and getting that voices that complement each other and contrast each other. And then sometimes it's just like, oh, Rihanna wants to do the movie. Well, and by the way, fantastic voice. I mean, singing obviously, but just her spoken voice is so rich and detailed and smoky, and a little bit of grain to it. So anyway, that's that's what I end up doing. I just listen to the quality of the voices and making sure that they're complementing with each other.
They definitely complemented each other.
Yeah.
Who in the booth was most likely to break character?
um, let's break character, bust out. I mean, everybody, let me put it this way, like everyone would, and I love this, would bring something to their own role, right? And it can exist on the page, you've got your script, and it's kind of like a read that's happening. But my favorite parts always is when any actor just gets inspired and leaps off the page, ad-libs, like creates, it's animation, so it's anytime that there's something that feels extemporaneous or spontaneous, it's like you want to capture those. And I would say everyone in the cast was willing to do that.
And how much of that ad-libbing made it into the final cut?
To me, so much, even if it's just a little change, a little tweak, or, we'll run lines a lot because it's animation, you can do like 20 takes, and, somewhere around take 15, the performer will just kind of go where they want with it, do the same idea. But I don't know, it's a good question. I don't know exactly how much, but there's plenty.
And finding that happy medium between fun for kids and clever enough for adults is never an easy task. So
Right.
how did you go about striking that balance?
I don't know, I try to treat the audience as just smart, like look, I like to make a film that's going to make me laugh first and foremost. And I feel like if I'm entertained by it, I'm hoping it's going to connect with an audience that's going to be entertained by it. And I'm very conscious of never condescending to like the younger part of the audience, because like I said, they're smarter and more advanced than me in many ways. So I think you do that, everybody can be entertained.
And the Smurfs live in such a colorful, connected world. If you could borrow one thing from their universe and bring it to ours, what would it be?
Oh, well, what would be, it would have to be a mushroom house. And in my universe, it would be huge.
I love that. Thank you so much for talking to us. I think
Thank
I'm
you.
going to jump in that disco ball. That would be my house.
Oh, that's a good place to hang out for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys.
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys.
Hey!